What if losing your crown, your power, your entire legacy began with disobeying just one small instruction? Sounds extreme, right? But that's exactly what happened to the first king of Israel, a man named Saul. Saul was everything you'd want in a king. He was tall, handsome, a natural-born leader. The people loved him. God chose him. He had it all. But with great power comes great responsibility, and more importantly, great tests. God, through the prophet Samuel, gave Saul a very specific command. He was to lead Israel into battle against their longtime enemies, the Amalekites. The instruction was crystal clear: utterly destroy everything. Every man, woman, child, and even every animal. No exceptions. No souvenirs. No spoils of war. This wasn't just a military campaign. It was a divine judgment. So Saul marches out. He wins the battle, a decisive victory. But then he hesitates. He looks at the best of the sheep, the fattest of the cattle, and he sees value. He sees wealth, and he spares them. Not only that, he spares Agag, the king of the Amalekites, parading him around like a trophy. He rationalized it, of course. He told himself, "Oh, we'll sacrifice these animals to God. He'll be pleased with such a grand offering." He thought he was being clever, even pious. But Samuel, the quiet prophet who had anointed him king, heard a different sound. He heard the bleating of sheep and the lowing of cattle that were supposed to be silent forever. When Samuel arrived, the air was thick with tension. He looked Saul in the eye and asked a simple, piercing question. "What then is this bleating of the sheep in my ears?" Saul tried to justify his actions, blaming the soldiers, repeating his plan to make a grand sacrifice. But Samuel wasn't buying it. And in that moment, he delivered one of the most powerful rebukes in history. He said, "Does the Lord delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as much as in obeying the voice of the Lord? To obey is better than sacrifice, and to heed is better than the fat of rams." In that moment, everything changed. Saul's justification crumbled. His good intentions were exposed for what they were: disobedience, pride, and greed. He had placed his own judgment above God's clear command. He thought a big, flashy religious act could cover up a simple act of rebellion. Samuel then pronounced the devastating consequence. "Because you have rejected the word of the Lord, he has rejected you as king." Just like that, the kingdom began to slip from his grasp. It wasn't a sudden coup or a lost battle. It was a slow, agonizing decay of his authority, his sanity, and his connection to God, all because he thought he knew better. He failed the test. The crown was destined for another, a young shepherd boy, someone after God's own heart who understood that obedience, even in the small things, is everything. Saul's story is a chilling reminder. Sometimes the biggest falls don't start with a dramatic betrayal, but with a small compromise, a single act of disobedience that we try to justify. If you felt God's presence in this story, show some love, like, share, and subscribe.